Guys, we're going to have a crazy show for you today. We're going to talk about Michigan's legal cannabis industry reaching a record high in sales. Cannabis seed company owner talks about the state of the industry in Oregon. Virginia lawmakers approve a bill to crack down on unregulated THC products. Ohio approves new medical marijuana cultivation and processing facility in Ashtabula County. Cannabis brand Cookies raises a record high equity financing led by Jay-Z. Arizona lifts a recall on marijuana products previously contaminated with aspergillus, and advocates push for a decriminalization of recreational marijuana possession in Alabama. Michigan's legal cannabis industry reaches a record high in March 2022, with sales totaling $250 million, up from $179 million in January 2022. According to the state, the legal cannabis market in Michigan has been growing rapidly since the launch of the late 2019, with more than 400 licensed dispensaries currently operating in the state. The COVID-19 pandemic has also played a role in driving the demand for cannabis products to people seek relief from stress and anxiety. This news is significant for those interested in cannabis industry and its growth, as well for those interested in the economic impact from the pandemic on different industries. Peter Bush, owner of cannabis seed companies Massive Seeds, a cannabis farm, Roganja, spoke to the Source Weekly about current states of the industry. Bush highlighted how a once booming Oregon cannabis market has suffered from oversaturation and crash prices, which wholesale pound prices for outdoor cannabis dropping from $1,600 to $2,000 a pound down to $400 to $700 a pound, leaving many farms struggling. The retail side has also been impacted, with many shops struggling due to competition and saturation in the market. However, Bush noted the pandemic brought a spike in demand and sales, which was positive for the industry. Bush believes the market needs to self-correct, with many farmers dropping out or cutting production. That industry has hit a baseline low price, with prices starting to come back up. So Virginia lawmakers approve a bill to crack down on unregulated THC products. Virginia lawmakers have approved final edits in a bill aiming at a crackdown on unregulated THC products. The legislation would expand the state's definition of marijuana to include synthetic THC and other forms of THC that are not regulated by the state's medical marijuana program. The measure would also increase penalties for those caught manufacturing and distributing unregulated THC, with up to 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine for repeat offenders. Supporters of the bill argue that the unregulated THC products, which are often sold as alternatives to legal cannabis, can be dangerous and cause health problems. The bill now heads to Governor Ralph Northam's desk for a signature. A new medical marijuana cultivation and processing facility is set to open in Ashtabula County, Ohio. After receiving final approval from the Ohio Department of Commerce, the facility, which is owned by Buckeye Relief LLC, is expecting to create jobs and bring new economic activity to the area. Buckeye Relief is focused on producing high-quality medical cannabis products for patients in Ohio, and the new facility will allow for the company to increase production and distribution. The company is committed to responsible and sustainable practices and has implemented measures to reduce its environmental impact, such as using energy-efficient LED lighting and closed-loop water system. The facility is set to begin operations later this year. The cannabis brand Cookies has announced that it has raised a substantial amount of equity financing, which values the company at a record high. The funding round was led by several prominent investors, including the rapper and entrepreneur Sean Jay-Z Carter. The company plans to use the funds to continue expanding its operation, including opening new retail locations, launching new products, and developing new partnerships. Cookies has quickly become a major player in the cannabis industry, thanks in part to its partnerships with other high-profile brands and celebrities. With this new funding, the company is well positioned to continue its growth and success as more and more states move to legalize cannabis for both medical and recreational use. Arizona Department of Health Services, ADHS, which were recalled on March 21st due to a possible contamination with aspergillus. The marijuana products were retested and found to be free of contaminants, and the facilities involved immediately verified lab results and safety of their products. To date, no illnesses have been reported. The table includes the products, lot numbers, and names of the implicated contaminant. The Smart and Safe Arizona Act rules the state and its products test positive. The facility may ask the laboratory to send the original sample to a second laboratory. If the second result is negative, then the facility shall request a sample to be sent to a third lab, in which the results will stand. The advocates of decriminalization and recreational marijuana possession in Alabama are pushing the state lawmakers to make changes to current laws. Currently, possessing any amount of marijuana for personal use is a misdemeanor offense that can result in up to a year in jail and a $6,000 fine. Advocates argue that this disproportionately affects the marginalized communities and that the current laws waste law enforcement's resources on nonviolent offenses. Several bills have been introduced to the Alabama legislature that would reduce the penalties for possessing small amounts of marijuana, but none have made it out of the committee so far. The advocates are calling for lawmakers to take action on the issue and are hopeful that there will be a change on the horizon. Like and subscribe if you guys are liking the shows, and we'll see you next time. Aspergillus? Aspergillus. Aspergillus. Yep, Aspergillus and Ashtabula.